This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and the rejoice, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren that's pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. All right. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000. And the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. All right. I'm the brother Damal Gabar here with another lesson. Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And hey, we're living in a time to where this devil was about to come down with that great wrath. All right. Because time is very short. Time is of the essence for these elites to bring in this new world order. And as we know, it must be brought in through chaos, through calamity, through perplexity, through confusion, which is why we're seeing, this, presidential election being wrapped up in so much suspense and confusion. Now they're preparing for all of this civil chaos. They're deploying the National Guard. They're about to, you see ballot boxes going up in smoke, and you just see a lot of these people being psychologically, they're using this psychological operation of this whole political election to stir up the minds and to further divide and to, put these sheeple and these simple-minded people in under this spell to, of this election, which is going to lead to, civil war, successions, people at each other's throat, and to further destabilize and bring down this American system so that they can ultimately bring in this new world order. All right. And it's all being done by design. Hey, these elites have big plans for this election and for the outcome of this election to use it to, to bring in this new world order. And a lot of it is being orchestrated. A lot of you people are having your minds being played on. Like I said, you're being psychologically, manipulated and, brainwashed into really, to do what's best in the interests of these elites, man. And regardless of who wins this election, man, it's going to end in chaos and confusion and all type of hell breaking loose. And this is the type of situation that these elites want, because they're not going to let this crisis go to waste, and they're quarterbacking a lot of it, and they're hoping that it, ends in the way that they want it to end, so that they could usher in this NWO, like it says here. It says WEF Insider planned civil war for 2025 will usher in the NWO. You see, it says the global elite have a multifaceted plan for global domination, and it starts with stealing the 2024 U.S. election through deceit and intimidation and plunging the country into civil war. You see, and this is why, they're playing on the minds of you people to be so divided on this whole Harris and Trump presidential debate, because they want it to end violently, with clashes, with uproars, with marching, with protesting. They're hoping that, they can steal this thing so that there can be another insurrection, people to go to DC and to, have another January 6th type of situation. They're hoping that people, react violently and angrily, because it's going to help them to usher in, the agenda that they want, to bring in digital IDs, to use, civil unrest to, basically make it to where they can deem everybody in this country a terrorist or enemy combatant, and force them into this new digital ID system to where you could be, registered and accepted as a new citizen of this new world order that they're about to accomplish, man. See, it says the elite have assessed the current landscape and concluded that now is the time to throw the U.S. into turmoil, ignite civil unrest, and usher in the long-awaited NWO, first threatened by George H.W. Bush 33 years ago. And this is why I read that Revelation 12 and 12. You see, time is of the essence. And these devils they know they have but a short time. They know that the return of Yahweh Shai, is imminent, and the Lord is coming back. And, prophecy always prevails over, the will of man. You see, and these devils know that, even though they don't want to accept, they don't want to come under the obedience of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They know that he exists. They know what the men of the Lord out there on the highways and the byways prophesying signifies. They know that the great awakening of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai being refreshed back into this earth. These elites and these higher ups, they know what all these things signify. All right. And they see that prophecy is coming to pass, and their time is coming to an end. So they're going to put things into high gear. They can't afford to waste, any more time. They need these particular situations to escalate and go in their favor so that they could try to establish, their agenda. But at the end of the day, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to allow it to happen, because ultimately his plan and his counsel is going to stand. These devils are just being used as pawns to fulfill the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and to show his power and his might. It says Klaus Schwab and Kill have set the tone, quietly admitting that civil war is coming to the United States and the global elite must capitalize on the chaos in order from the new world order to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of the American public. And when the elite start echoing the same phrases, a plan is brewing behind the scenes. Remember when suddenly they were all saying we need to build back better? That wasn't a coincidence. You see, the U.S. is central to the global elite's plan for humanity. And when they said jump, Democrats said how high? The greatest voter fraud organization in history is hard at work behind the scenes with illegal voting across the country, judges throwing out objections by Republicans, and machines flipping votes to Harris in key battleground states across the country. But the plan doesn't stop with cheating. They are hell-bent on inciting violence and plunging the nation into civil war in January, you see. And that's why we're telling you, everything that you see, a lot of this shit is not a coincidence. A lot of these things are not just randomly happening. A lot of these things are being controlled and orchestrated by these elites. And they're hoping and praying that, they could sway the minds of the people to react in particular ways so that they could unrighteously decree laws and, put things in place to where they could execute what they need to do. See, and this is Psalm 64. It says, this is a Psalm 64:1. It says a psalm of David. It says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. You see? So everything that these devils are doing, is all part of the secret counsel of the wicked. These elites, these Edomites, man, these higher ups. You see, this is all part of their secret and wicked counsels, man. They've been planning and, setting these things into place for many, many years now. You see? And they've been using, the power of, mind manipulation, the power of the media, the power of the mainstream media, television, these actors, these entertainers, they're all being used as pawns for the secret counsel of these wickeds to sway the minds of the people to do particular things, man, whether it's to be for or to be against. You see, but these devils, they use both sides to justify, all of their plans. You see, so everything that they're doing is all part of the secret counsel of the wicked, man. This is what the WEF meets about. This is what all these different meetings of these different, secret organizations are all about, man. These politicians, these Democrats, these governors, these Republicans, they're all in on it, man. They're all playing a part in the council of these elites, man, to get the desired results at the end of the day. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, right? Because they've been, for many years now, been doing these things in secret. For a long time, people didn't really understand, how the left and the right, the Democratic and the Republican are basically all, fraudulent. It's all veneers. It's all a system created to make it seem as if one is against another, but really they're both on working for the same boss, for the same team. All right. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? You see? And that's what this is all about, man. They're the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes at the end of the day, and it's made to look as if this is just naturally occurring, like these things are just happening because that's how politics play out. No, a lot of these things are being controlled and being, puppeteered from the puppet masters from behind the scene, man. They create, Kamala and Trump. They're both were chosen for this very same, they both were chosen to do what they're doing, man. That's why when you go into what's his name, Bernays, the art of propaganda, man. Hey, they studied this shit to a T. They know how to work on the minds of the people. They know how to push propaganda. They know how to make shit. If they tell a lie long enough, they know that the people will eventually believe it. So they've mastered the way to manipulate the mind to get people to love one person, but then they hate another person. They can create all of this all of this craziness, man. This man is doing some sorcery and witchcraft on a very high level, man. And it's gonna get a lot of these people, like I said, regardless of the result of this presidency, violence is gonna ensue. Let's say even if it don't ensue in the way that they want it, hey, they got sleeper cells, they got patsies, they got people that they could a lot of these migrants, nationals in this country that's already on the payroll that they can pay or give a phone call to do particular things to incite violence, to incite riots. They can go blow up a black church, and they have the ability in the sorcery and the mainstream media to blame it on anybody, man. To cause further division, further divide within this country, man. You see? So we're not just dealing with, some low level wickedness, man. This is wickedness in high places. It says, but the plan doesn't stop with cheating. They are hell bent on inciting violence and plunging the nation into civil war in January. Like I said, hey, even a lot of these migrants that have been brought into this country, a lot of them are being, even though they don't know, a lot of them are being used to be part to incite more and more violence, man. They might do it to where they might start allowing more of these migrants to just pull up in buses and start voting in these blue states to where, it's not really constitutionally legal for them to vote. And, violence could ensue upon them. The average American citizen could be outraged because, let's say if Kamala wins, hey, these migrants are going to be used as an excuse to why she was able to vote, because they were able to vote illegally. They brought in they brought in these illegals to vote Biden so that they could cheat and steal the election. That's going to cause more and more division. That can cause American citizens to, violently react towards any so-called migrant or any so-called migrant looking individual. Whether it be a Haitian or African, they might see a so-called American Negro might confuse you with being them because you look the same and incite some type of violence. So, hey, man, these devils are, they got many, it's multi-layered wickedness that we're about to see, but it's all to bring this society into chaos, man. It says, Republican Jamie Raskin is doing the early running, laying the groundwork to disenfranchise the majority who voted for Trump. According to Raskin, the Democrats will use the 14th Amendment to tell Trump he's disqualified from the presidency, and anyone who rises up in opposition will be called an insurrectionist and crushed by the tyrannical state. You see? So they're doing that as well. You're going to use these different unrighteous decrees, when all hell break loose, to say that anybody that voted for Trump, anybody that's tweeted something, anybody that's had an opinion that defies that the election was safe and Trump wasn't cheated, to where if you say that that they cheated, or if you take it to the streets, or if you protest, or if you go to to DC to protest the election, hey, they're going to have laws in place to where you can be called an insurrectionist and crushed by the tyrannical state, which is going to further allow them to bring in these digital IDs, this digital beast system, you see? So everything, these devils are doing is all trying to come to where they can establish this NWO, man. It's all sorcery. It's all witchcraft, man. It's all, it's madness, man. But hey, these things are what's needed to bring prophecy to pass. It says the Democrats are aiming to use illegal aliens as their own version of a Dred Scott 2.0, both as a voting bloc and as a source of slave labor. You see, the troubling parallels don't end there. Blah, blah, blah. You see, man. So, all this shit, a lot of this shit is being orchestrated. A lot of this is all the plans of these elites, to bring in this new world order. It says they believe that only through massive worldwide upheaval can their centuries-old version for a NWO finally come to pass. We've got the details from the heart of Davos right after this important message on whatever. It says the global elite are gearing up for the global transition from a system of sovereign nation states to an authoritarian NWO with a one world government and a one world religion, uniting humanity in slavery, right? And this is what this digital beast system is all about. This is why they need everybody to get on board with this digital IDs, digital passports, digital identification, biometrics, and eventually the mark of the beast, the MOTB, and CBDCs and one centralized control government, 15-minute cities, you know what I mean? And all of this bullshit, man. Artificial intelligence so that they can bring the world into this slave system that once you're in it, you cannot get out of it. All right. This is why they want the transhumanism, man merging with machine, everybody to become a one world citizen under this new digital beast system, which the culmination of it will be you being inserted with that MOTB, the mark of the beast, man. And this is why they're doing all these things, man. All right. And time is of the essence for these devils. All right. And this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11 in the NLT. Put on all of the Most High's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. And you see, and we see this. We know what these devils are up to, man. We know that a lot of this shit is being orchestrated. It's not just, some random things that are happening. They're playing a heavy hand in the manipulating and the, controlling the flow of all of this stuff through the left hand, man. You see, it says, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. You see, the guy that's on the WEF. And even when you see these WEF meetings and these different other meetings, know that there's people behind them that are even more powerful than them that you don't see. Like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all of the, the real movers and shakers. They're just, financial providers, and they're the ones that's ultimately the ones that are pulling the strings, like the Klaus Schwabs and the Bill Gates. These are just pawns and puppets of the super elite, man, who are allowing them to be the face of these different movements. But ultimately, it goes back to the unseen world. These elites that don't want to be seen, that don't want to become an everyday name. It says, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of the Most High's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm, you see, because the ultimate time of evil is coming when they're going to present this MOTB. When, your only way to be able to function and move and be, acknowledged in this man's futuristic society you have to have the MOTB. You will have to be bow down and worship this man as God and bow down into this new digital beast system. You see? So that's why we got to stand firm with the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shah to resist when this thing is presented, that we be not deceived, that we be not, misled into, falling into the trap of this new world order agenda, man. Praying that we're part of the elect so that we can be delivered from these things that are to come. And as you can see, hey, man, like it says here, it says with a one world government and one world religion, uniting humanity in slavery. But it's going to be under a digital slavery, via these, these digital systems. You see? Let's see. Look at this. It says the global elite are ramping up propaganda, seeking to ensnare the brainwashed and feeble-minded in their false promises of a global utopia under the rule of the global elite and their puppet leaders like Kamami. You see? So, hey, man, we've been knowing what these devils have been up to for some time now. But the main point is to understand that, look, all these things that are happening, man, they're not coincidence. A lot of these things have been planned. These devils have been trying to do these things for years. And, hey, the Lord has it to where now he's putting the spirit on these devils to try to accomplish this. But we know it's going to eventually end in their own destruction, man. But it's our job to blow the trumpet and to let you know, hey, man, buckle up, man, because now are the times where these devils are in the vibration try to do these things. All right. And this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people? And I read it in the NLT. It says, why are the nations so angry? Why do they waste their times with futile plans? Right. Because this whole new world order is all futile at the end of the day, because we know how it ends with Yahweh Shah returning with the host of angels and these nations being totally judged and destroyed and subjugated and thrown in captivity. And Yahweh Shah's kingdom and righteousness and authority will be eventually, the rule of the land on this whole planet Earth. All right. So it's just all futile. But hey, prophecy has to be fulfilled. It says the kings of the earth prepare for battle. Right? Don't you see this third world war being brewed up? And the ultimate battle is these elites plan to enslave all of humanity via this digital beast system. You know, trying to erase Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai out of the earth, try to enslave and micro hip the Lord's elect, you know, do away with the name of Israel, do away with the memory or the creation of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai out of this earth. And Esau trying to establish himself as a god and as the ultimate power on this earth via his technology and sorcery and wisdom. You see, it says for the root, and it tells you also that Satan's angels fought against the Most High and his angels. You see, so there is going to be, you know, these nations are, you know, preparing to fight against the Lord and Yahweh Shai's second coming, but only to be totally destroyed, man. It says the ruler plot together against Yahweh and against his anointed ones. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to God. You see? And this is what these devils are ultimately trying to accomplish via this new world order, is how they could digitally and technologically become God on this earth, man. You know, that's why they have HARP and weather manipulating things, you know, creating genetically modified foods, being able to manipulate the DNA of humans and all of the Most High's creation so that Esau can ultimately make a name for himself and establish himself as God via his technology and his wisdom and sorcery and witchcraft, man, which is going to completely be totally stomped out, man, at the return of Yahweh Shai. See what it says, what? To free ourselves from slavery to the Most High. But the one who rules in heaven laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. Then in anger he rebukes them, terrifying them with his fierce fury. For the Lord declares, I have placed my chosen king on the throne in Jerusalem, which is Yahweh Shai. All right. And it's going to be through Yahweh Shai and the angels that these nations are going to be ultimately beaten to powder and dethroned and enslaved, man. So the Lord is laughing at these devils. But we know that the Lord is going to allow these devils to try to attempt this so that he can show his power, so that he could come through and reign supreme. It says, on my holy mountain, the king proclaims Yahweh's decree. Yahweh said to me, ye are my son. Today I have become your father. Only ask, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance, the whole earth as your possession. You will break them with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. Now then, you kings, act wisely. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to the Most High's royal son, or he will become angry and you will be destroyed in the midst of all of your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant, but what joy for all who take refuge in him. You see? So we know at the end of the day that these devils are going to be broken, man. All right. But we're just showing you, you know, before they're broken, their plans and their attempts and their agenda of what they're ultimately trying to do. They're trying to free themselves from the obedience to the Most High and establish themselves as God. And all this new world order, this order out of the chaos, you know, everything they're trying to ultimately do is trying to submit themselves to break away from the obedience and to free themselves from the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which will not happen, man. They will be destroyed. They will be broken. But it's our job to blow the trumpet and to warn you that the days are here that these devils are going to try to accomplish these things, man. So stay prayed up, stay in the spirit, man. And either way it go, the elect are going to be delivered. These devils will fail, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will reign supreme. So with that, give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom.